My song. I'm only going to play it for a few seconds. Hello, everyone. Welcome to African Ancestry Facebook Live. I'm Gina Page, and it's good to be back. We had a little hiatus. Welcome. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Gwendolyn. Oh, no, they're not on here yet, huh? That's from before. I'm saying hey to phantom people. Okay, so I'm Gina Page, president and co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. I'm so glad to be back with you all. I was on the road for the past 2 or 3 weeks. It feels like forever. Hey, Janine. And so I wasn't able to do the lives. I feel like I've been everywhere, but I really was just in Atlanta and in California, in Los Angeles. Some exciting things in Atlanta. You all know we've been supporting the ASA Restoration Project with Tony Browder. And so we were in Atlanta for that fundraiser. And then I was back in Atlanta because we shot a commercial. Can you all believe that? We have a commercial coming up. We haven't had a commercial in, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years. And so we were in Atlanta shooting a commercial. Hi, Joseph. I said hi to you earlier when you weren't on here. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ray Sean. Thank you all so much for joining us. We have a great show for you tonight. I'm so excited about my guests. But, oh, you're in LA. Okay, Joseph. So I was in LA for a shoot with BuzzFeed. I'm sure you all have seen plenty of BuzzFeed videos online, on Facebook, and different places. And they've been doing all these DNA ancestry videos, people finding out different stuff about themselves, but it's always been with the other companies. And so the Black video producers at BuzzFeed decided that they wanted to do something with us. And so in a couple weeks, you all will be able to see this BuzzFeed spot where we revealed the ancestries of 4 Black BuzzFeed employees. Hey, Ray Sean, okay, you're tuning in from Chicago. Hi, Blue, thank you for being here. And so, yeah, I'm excited for you all to see the ad that we created. That's still being edited, but it's about taking the right test. And then the BuzzFeed spot that should air in a couple of weeks online. And then what else? Oh, and then yesterday, so I've been back in DC for about a week, 10 days now. And last night I was at a program here in DC. It was a panel discussion hosted by Diaspora Rise Up. And it was called T'Challa to Killmonger. And it was definitely a topic that I hope we can explore in a future Facebook Live. They talked about the definition of diaspora. There were a panel, there was Rizakat she's a local cultural curator, I'll say, and a professor at Bowie State Community College. At Bowie State and at PG Community College. There was another professor on there from PG Community College. Benga was there. He has a new book out called Borderless Voices, or Borderless Voice. And then a sister from the DIA Fund, DIA Fund. They are a crowdfunding platform for us, by us, to help African businesses launch. So we talked about the diaspora. We talked about the different views on how Wakanda's resources should be utilized from T'Challa's perspective versus Killmonger's perspective. And so everybody weighed in on that. And Ty has been pressing me to do a Facebook Live to talk to you all about the diaspora and the tensions that exist within the diaspora. So we're certainly looking to get that on the schedule. Okay, Gwen, you're representing for Plant City, Florida. So you guys are going to elect Andrew Gillum, right? Not that we're political over here, but we are for us, by us. So hopefully you're out there getting people to vote for Andrew Gillum next week. Okay, good. So I hope you. Oh yeah, and you're right. We streamed it, so you guys can go to wherever the videos on Facebook and look at the panel. Maybe you want to start it about, I don't know, 20 minutes in, because the first 20 minutes weren't the most exciting and weren't relevant to this discussion. So you all can check that panel out on in our Facebook videos. Okay, so that's that. And we have a trivia segment, but I'm gonna do a little executive privilege and save that to the end because I want our guest tonight to be a part of that. We have a question that we've been getting a lot from people is your test going to give us a breakdown of all my different ancestries? And you all who watch us regularly know the answer to that question is what? The answer to that question is no. AfricanAncestry.com does not look at your entire genetic makeup. We look at a single branch of your family tree, either on a mother's line or a father's line, and we get very specific for that ancestry. So if it is African, we give you the present day country and ethnic group or tribe that you share ancestry with. Oh my God, speaking of tribe, I just got some video clips that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope I can do it. I want to test it out. So you all know we had this Find Your Tribe quiz, right? And a lot of you have taken it, and you saw Diallo Sumbri. He was like the poster child for the quiz. And when we shot the video for that, I mean, when we shot the, what do you call it? Not the video, but the, when we did the photo shoot for that quiz, we also did some video where we asked people, what does finding your tribe mean to you? And so I have some of that video to share with you all, and I want to try and share that right quick. Just a couple of them. Let's see here. I'm going to start with Simone. So I'll put Simone up and take this off and do show. Okay, here's Simone.
My son's names, Malcolm, Masai, and Damala. Their names were meant to make them into great men. Finding out their roots, it makes it impossible for them not to choose to be better and do better.
So that was Simone's family. And that was really fun because the boys were super into it. They had never done a photo shoot before, I guess, so they had a good time. And then this is Diallo's. You guys have seen him on our Facebook. I mean, on our Find Your Tribe quiz. Okay, now I got to find Diallo on my screen. Huh? I know, but I got to press play. Okay, here it is. All right, here's Diallo.
Me to decide that I would spend the rest of my life connecting African people.
That wasn't the beginning. Hold on. Here's the beginning.
Finding my tribe helped me close the gap with regard to finding out what my purpose is. It helped me to decide that I would spend the rest of my life connecting African people of the diaspora with the African continent.
So yeah, we had all these different answers about what finding your tribe means to you. And I definitely we're going to work on something that gets to you all and asks you, what does finding your tribe mean to you? And then do another shoot so you all can win a chance to be part of our video shoot for finding your tribe. So I wanted to share those with you. And now I just want to talk to Ashley. Where is Ashley? Do we have her in here? You're going to put her in? Mm-hmm. So I guess earlier this year, I met this beautiful, talented, driven African ancestry family member who runs this two organizations, I guess. In my mind, you run two different businesses. One is Jelani Women and one is Jelani Girls. And when she told me about her mission and the programming that she does with women and with girls. I was jealous, kind of. I was kind of jealous of you, Ashley. I was like, oh, she's doing big things all around the continent, around the world, actually, for Black people. And I was really excited because Ashley is a young woman. Are you a millennial? Do you fit that? Or are you
I think I'm on the cusp. I'm 30. I'm 30. I just turned 32.
Oh, girl, I've been telling everybody you're like 25. Okay. So I thought you were younger than that. So anyway, she's a young woman who has decided to put all of her skills and talents towards helping us reimagine Africa. And so I was just over the moon to meet her. And we have since partnered, I guess, in some ways. African Ancestry has been supportive of Jelani Girls and Jelani Women with this fundraiser that we're going to talk about. But welcome, Ashley. Welcome to the African Ancestry Facebook Live. How you doing?
Thank you, Madasi, Asante Sana, all of those good things. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I didn't tell them what Jelani Girls and Jelani Women does because you say it the best. So tell us what Jelani Girls and Jelani Women are.
Sure. So Jelani is an African-American name, typically a boy's name, but we've met some girls. It means greatness or mighty. And so our call to action is to help Black women and girls reimagine their greatness through cultural enrichment and travel. So with our charity, and you were right, it's two different companies. We have a nonprofit, which is Jelani Girls, and that is for underserved Black girls to have an experience to learn more about their African ancestry, their heritage, where they come from, that they're connected to something greater than maybe what they see on TV, through 9 months of virtual programming. And then at the end, in the summer, they travel to a country in Africa to experience all of the amazing tourist attractions and history with their peers from that country. And then Jelani Women, that is a vacation with a purpose. That's a for-profit company that when women, professional, empowered Black women who want to experience the continent with a purpose, when they pay for their trip, the proceeds from that is what helps us provide scholarships for our girls who are in need. So they're two separate companies, both of them bringing Black Americans primarily to the continent to just to reimagine it, as you said, because we believe that when you change the way that you see Africa, you change the way that you see yourself, and you walk straighter in the world when you know that you're connected, not as a minority, like we've been told, but globally as a majority.
Y'all see why I have Ashley on here? I'm just saying. I applaud your work, Ashley, as you know. I think it's amazing. And about when did you start Jelani Women?
I started Jelani Women in 2016.
And so how many trips have you taken?
We've taken about 30 trips. I also do private trips. So anybody who wants to come to the continent, it's a way for us to raise money for our girls. So we're happy to. We've done couples, families, anybody that wants to come. But yeah, we've done quite a few trips. I started Jelani Girls in 2013. So I started the girls first, and then the women came after.
So what I like about your approach is you created a business to help sustain the nonprofit. And I think that's important because so many times we want to help and we want to give back, and we automatically think that nonprofit is the way to go. And we can certainly do good and give back by running profitable for-profit businesses. So what led you to that decision?
Well, and I agree 100%. I'm a social entrepreneur by choice. I realized that it wouldn't be sustainable if I always just had to ask for money as the only way that we can support, our girls. And so I think when I started with girls, the major reason was because of some of the things that I was seeing going on in 2011, when Oprah had the Dark Girls documentary that came out, and I just feel that we as Black Americans suffer from an identity crisis where we don't know who we're connected to, which is why I love African ancestry, because it really puts you in a step in the right direction. I think our companies go perfectly together because you'll tell us exactly where we're from and then I'll take you. So it just doesn't get any better than that. And at the time that I was traveling, I've been to about 82 countries, and I did a solo travel. I left my corporate job. I did a solo travel for about a year, and everywhere that I went, I didn't see any Black travelers. And this was in 2013. And so I saw that there was a void, and I just thought I needed to start with youth, because then they'll grow up with the mindset of how important travel is. And so that's why, and I started with girls because I was that girl who didn't have an opportunity to travel at first. I was the girl who thought you had to be rich in order to travel. I was the girl that thought that could never be for me, and that I would have to stay in my environment, and that I couldn't have the audacity to want to get on an airplane and travel internationally. But I was shown a different way because my mother helped us get out of poverty by joining the military, and that caused us to travel. But I realized there's a lot of girls whose parents may not have the type of jobs that would allow you to travel. And so everybody in between really needed to have that opportunity. And so I created Jelani Girls out of a need. And then I had so many women asking to be chaperones. I was like, well, I can't have 30 chaperones and only 10 girls. And so I saw an opportunity to have a really good fundraising model, and created Jelani Women for them to have adult trips. It's a little different how we travel with Jelani Women. And at one point I really was just doing that solely to raise money for the girls. But now I can proudly say I am so passionate about both our Jelani Girls program and Jelani Women.
And I had the good fortune of sitting in on one of your fundraisers, Head Wraps and Heels fundraisers that we did here in DC. And the women who have traveled with you, she's got women who've been on every trip. I heard a woman say, I will never travel abroad or to Africa, either one, without Ashley, without Jelani Women. So I think that was a testament to the experiences that your Jelani Women have. And I also like the way you've created this sense of community, so that even if you don't travel on a Jelani Woman trip, you can still contribute and be part of the community and help the girls, correct?
Right, absolutely. And that's kind of speaking to the series of workshops or mixers, if you will, that we've been doing around the States this year. We've done it in LA, San Francisco, Atlanta, New Orleans, and New York, and of course DC, and we're coming back to DC tomorrow. And the reason why we're going to all these major cities is because we want to show women that even if you haven't experienced our company, we kind of want to bring Jelani Women to you and do one of our signature activities, which is the head wrap. I love the head wrap. I think all Black women should wear a head wrap at one point in their lives or another, and for a lot of different reasons. And so it's a signature activity that we do on all of our trips to include the women or the girls. So both the girls trips and the women's trips, they all learn how to do head wraps. And we just kind of wanted to bring that activity to women who may not have experienced this yet, and also give them an opportunity to become more aware of why they should feel empowered to wear a head wrap, and of course to raise money for Jelani Girls at the same time.
Ashley, let's talk about the mixer. Let's talk about head wraps and heels. What happens and I'm wearing a head wrap today.
I got you a head wrap.
I didn't wear one at the last mixer, but I'll wear one tomorrow. So tell our audience about what happens at a head wrap and heels mixer, because they're really fun.
Yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for, we're essentially trying to create the same type of space that we create on our trips, which is a safe space for empowered Black women to be able to let their hair down or wrap their hair up, but just to feel comfortable with having real conversations that affect us as professionals, as Black women, and to get to know each other. So it's to take the mundane type of feel out of a networking event where we're actually going to have fun. We're going to bring expression to it with different head wraps from all across Africa that I've personally chosen in my travels. I've been to about 20 countries in Africa, and I love them. So I think to myself, which ones would women love to wear, would be interested in, and they get to physically learn a live tutorial about how to wrap your hair. I teach them.
Let me interrupt here, because I was like, that's not going to work. Because I'm an expert on all things, right? I know what all things are going to work or not work.
Okay.
Of course not. But so you do this tutorial. She does this tutorial, but you don't have a mirror. And I'm like, how's she going to show women how to wrap? We're supposed to wrap our own heads without a mirror, and it works perfectly.
And it's on purpose.
You figured it out. Those women were making the best looking head wraps, and they couldn't see a thing.
So the thing that's really cool about the head wrap, particularly this one, I can do this one with my eyes closed in probably 15 seconds, 20 if I really need a couple more. And so can other women, because it's so easy as long as I show them how to do it. And of course there is YouTube tutorials, but to have somebody live and in person to make sure, like, okay, do it this way if you didn't quite get it the first time. And to see that you don't need a mirror. So then if you have a mirror on top of that, it'll be perfect, but it builds your confidence to see that you can do it without a mirror, and you'll feel more confident when you're on your own and you try to do one before you go to work or before you go out, when you have the convenience of time and a mirror. So
yeah, it's fun. And then, there's food and there's drinks. So
it's a really good time. And you also get to learn about our organization and like why you should travel with us. And you get to hear from other women who have traveled with us. And you get to, like you said, learn about how you can really get involved with our Jelani Girls program. Because I believe it's our Black birthright that we should be able to travel to our ancestral homeland. We should be able to go to Africa in the same way that other ethnic groups are able to travel to their home location. And so
birthright and traveling to your home. So what's your ancestry? Because you're part of the family. So share
yes, I am a proud family member of African ancestry, and I found out, I think about 2 years ago, that I am from Cameroon, present day, and that my tribe or my ethnic group, yes, is Tikar. So if I have any cousins, shout me out. If anybody else is from the Tikar tribe.
I know we have some Tikar watching because they're in full effect.
Yes. You know what's crazy, Gina, is I've been to like 20 countries in Africa, and Cameroon isn't one of them. I have to get there as soon as possible.
That's nuts. Well, we're going to talk. We've talked about that a little bit, and I'm going to do my part to help you get there. And speaking of doing my part, so one of the ideas I had, you all, once I sat in on the or participated in the head wraps and heels mixer, was one, I wanted to bring her back in a space where we could do it with more women. So I encourage you, if you are in a community where you believe that your sisters would be interested in this, to reach out to Ashley and see how you could bring head wraps and heels to your community. And I don't know, last week or the week before, I know she's doing these types of workshops in schools with girls. So those are opportunities for us to support Ashley and also support our girls and our women. The other thing that came out of that was the idea of sponsoring a girl. So when I met when Ashley was here last, the Jelani Girls was just getting ready to kick off. And she wasn't sure how many girls were going to actually participate because not all of them had been able to raise all of the funds yet. And that's told me that there is an opportunity for me as Gina Page, not as African ancestry, but as Gina Page, to get some of my girlfriends together. And why can't we sponsor a girl, or as I told Ashley, a half a girl? I don't know if, how much we could all put together, but whatever we could pitch in towards one girl, then we can support a girl who's in DC. Or if you live in Philly, or if you live in Omaha, or if you live in Oakland, you all can support a girl who can participate in Jelani Girls because it's virtual, right? And Salima wants to know what age groups.
Yes, I saw that. So they are between 14 and 18. So high school girls, high school Black girls from ages 14 to 18. And they can come from all over because they're during the school year, their monthly sessions is virtual. it's very similar platform to this, and we have guest speakers and all types of different things to pour into them until it's time for them to travel. And by the time they travel with us in the summer, they're prepared, their parents feel safe, our board of directors feel safe and confident with them traveling. And so a lot of our girls have never been on planes before, and then they literally travel really far with us in the summer because we do a really good job of preparing them up until that point.
And then when they get to the country, they work with girls in that country, right? So when you support Jelani girls, you're not just supporting the young women here, but you're also helping to give the young women there an opportunity to participate.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll be a spokesperson.
I know you're doing good. And then the other part, another set of kids, like the secondary set of beneficiaries, are elementary or primary school age children that the Jelani girls and the South African girls will do together as a service project. So when they're there, they'll do a day of service. Our women's program, when they travel, they also do a day of service. And they work with even smaller kids who are younger and less fortunate than themselves. So the part of the packet and the price for the girls that we try to offer scholarships for, and that they also have to contribute and raise money for, that all goes toward the Jelani girl in the US, the Jelani girl in South Africa, and the service project for all of the young children.
So Salima's got great questions. Where have you gone, and what's the next planned trip?
Great question. So for Jelani girls, we've gone to Ghana. Then we had support 2 years in a row. They always only go once a year in the summer, from Trinidad and Tobago. And then now we've gone to South Africa, and we are returning to South Africa. For Jelani women, because there is more of a vacation with a purpose, all a woman has to do is pay her deposit and she's signed up. There's no 9 months of curriculum to expose them to. But then when they get there, we prepare them in a private group prior to them traveling, because we also have a lot of first-time travelers. So when they get there, they can go anywhere with us all across Africa. So there's Morocco, Senegal, Ghana, Egypt, Kenya, Zanzibar, and Tanzania. I'm probably leaving out something. I think I said Ghana, Senegal, South Africa. And yeah, that's all the places. And then we also do a 2-day add-on on our South Africa trip for Zambia and Zimbabwe to see the Moti Oatunya Falls, also known as Victoria Falls.
One of your cousins is chimed in, Tikar Isaki. I hope I said your name right. One of your cousins is here.
Hi, cousin. And Salima, you're absolutely welcome to come with us to Ghana. We'll be going to Ghana in December of 2019. We just got back recently.
And then that's the other thing. You do private trips, as you mentioned earlier. So if you all have a group of people that wants to travel, you could certainly engage Ashley's company for that, as well as you do consulting, right? So if people need travel consulting, that's something that you offer.
Yeah, the only thing is but outside of that, if there's any way that I can help, I'm certainly happy to.
Wait, you broke up. One thing is what?
That my travel services are only specialized throughout Africa. So some people that follow my personal page will see that I've been to 82 countries, but when I'm supporting people in their travel, it's for Africa only.
That's right. Okay, good. Okay, so, and then for all of you all who are in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, we're going to be doing a head wraps and heels mixer tomorrow, November 1st at WeWork, and the WeWork location at 80 M Street Southeast, Washington, DC, from 6:30 to 8:30, something like that. And there will be head wraps for sale at the event, so that you can get your head wrap on, or you can bring your own head wrap and get some pointers. You can also donate. So we have the link. We have the Eventbrite up on our Instagram and on our Facebook. And so if you can't come but you want to contribute, please feel free to press the donate button and help us to support Jelani girls and Jelani women. Now, Ashley, oh, thank you, Becky. Thank you. I'm glad that you went to the site so that you could get some more information. Every week we do a trivia question. And so I wanted to wait until you were on because I'm going to give away head wraps as the gift or as the prize for the trivia question. You get to choose from one of these head wraps. And we have 2 questions. So these are your 4 choices. Ashley, you don't get to answer the questions because I know you already know the answers. And you have a million head wraps. The first question is, what is the oldest independent country on the continent of Africa? What is the oldest independent country on the continent of Africa? Becky wants to know, do you have a presence in Texas? I bet you will go to Texas, huh? What's
Yeah, I was going to say, absolutely. We'd like to come to Houston or anywhere in Texas that we're invited, but we don't right now have a presence in Texas.
So, Becky, we can make that happen.
And
I think
easy.
Where are you, Becky? Where in Houston are you? Are you in Texas? I mean, Texas. Are you in
Abio done.
Austin or San Antonio? Okay, so Abio was the first person to get it, but we have 4 head wraps. So Abio and Mary, we'll give you each a head wrap.
Inboxes.
So inbox us for a head wrap.
Yep.
And then this, okay, you guys, Stephanie and Gina and Deborah and Gwen and Yomi, you gotta be quicker. Oh, Dallas. Becky is in Dallas.
That would be amazing. So, Becky, please reach out.
Brooklyn. You can get to Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been in Brooklyn before. So when are we coming back? Good question. So let's talk and let's figure it out.
Okay, so the second question is, what is the youngest independent country on the continent of Africa? What is the youngest independent country on the continent of Africa?
Good question.
Let's see what they come up with. I actually knew this one. Okay, Ashley, so what else can we talk? Oh, let's see. So Ashley, you don't have a pendant yet.
No, I don't.
And I want to show you. Can you all hear me?
Oh, you cut out.
Okay, can you all, hopefully you all can hear me now. This is Ashley's country, Cameroon. So did we get some, I'm sorry, you couldn't hear me. I came off. I was trying to keep myself. So the pendants come in 14 karat gold, 14 karat yellow gold, 14 karat rose gold, and silver. And we have a variety of countries. This is Cameroon in honor of Ashley. We can do multiple countries. Like if you have Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau, for example, then your pendant would look like this. And we also customize the pendant. So if there's a combination that we don't have yet that you're interested in, we can make that combination for you. Okay, so let's get back to Ashley. Did we get any answers?
Yes, Deborah.
Deborah, okay, so Deborah, you won, right, the Republic of South Sudan. So you won a head wrap as well. And then, I don't know. See, Crystal, it's not just Sudan, but I think we should give you a head wrap. She can't have it?
Sudan is a country in and of itself.
Oh, so you had to say Southern Sudan. I'm sorry. I was trying to be generous. So these are the pendants. The holidays are coming up, you all. They make wonderful gifts. This customization, they are thick and heavy pendants. They're heirlooms, really. You get a certificate of ancestry when you take our test, but paper eventually fades away. We're using precious metals that are going to increase in value over time and are keepsakes that you'll be able to pass down through the generations. So go to our website and check out the heirloom pendants. And let's see, I told you about the mixer. Tomorrow, we also have a presence at an event called the Diaspora Roadshow that is a part of the panel that I was at last week. And the Diaspora Roadshow is focused on buying Black, hiring Black, and giving Black. So there'll be vendors there that represent different companies and organizations that you can participate in, purchase from. And our family member, Wendy Cherry, shout out to Wendy. She's actually mad at me because she agreed to do that event before she knew about head wraps and heels, Ashley. So she's not going to be at head wraps.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
She wouldn't hold it against me. And I definitely want the two of you all to meet because Wendy has a podcast called The Sanctuary. And I think that her listeners would love to learn about what you do. And so I'm going to put the two of you all in touch. So that's what we have coming down the pike. We'll be in Philadelphia on November 11th, Sunday, November 11th, we'll be in Philadelphia at the Greater St. Matthew's Baptist Church. We're kicking off an African ancestry experience there. So if you're in Philly or you have friends in Philly, please have them come through. We're doing a presentation. Yes, Yomi, we do have Nigeria, and you can go onto the website. I'm usually wearing my Nigeria pendant and holding it up like this for you all to see, but you can go to AfricanAncestry.com and check out the Nigeria pendants. And then Houston, anybody who's in Houston, I'll be there on Saturday, September 10th. There's a Sister Locks conference. And why do I want this to be September? November 10th, next Saturday, I will be in Houston at the Sister Locks conference. So if you have Sister Locks and you're interested, please come. Gina, you said yes. So if you're a Burkina Bay, I just spoke to Tene, who organized the Burkina Bay welcoming ceremony for DNA traced Burkina Faso descendants in New York. Ashley was there. She came through. They're doing another one in December here in DC. At least that's the plan. So as soon as I get the go ahead, I'm going to send out that information and hopefully you can join us down in DC, Gina. So that's what I have for you all. Thank you for joining us. Ashley Company, the founder and executive director and president and CEO, all of those good things.
All the
the head wrapper in charge, Jelani Girls and Jelani Women. I am thrilled that you joined us on this. I hope that the African ancestry family, nuclearly and broadly, will support Jelani Girls and Jelani Women. And I am looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. So we'll see you guys next Wednesday, same time, same place. And until then, I don't know what to say. I don't have a sign off. Oh no. So I'm sorry. I forgot something. So Ashley, I don't know if you know, but behind the scenes, there's this Uber producer named Ty, and she cracks the whip. So I forgot to say that we have an online community. Once you take your test and you get your results, you can go onto the African Ancestry online community. It's a private Facebook group just for people who've taken our tests. And there's so much sharing of information and resources that goes on in that group. And so next week, we're going to have hopefully, we're going to have one of our family members, Nakumbuka Day. I know his name. What's his name?
Dwayne Bradford.
Dwayne Bradford is going to talk to us about Nakumbuka Day, which celebrates the Mafa. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't read my notes. Sorry. But anyway, so hopefully Dwayne will join us. He's on the West Coast, so we got to work out the time differences. Maybe we'll record it and air it. I don't know. But anyway, and I forgot something else.
To clarify that question.
What time do you guys come up on social media? 7:00 on Wednesdays. And so if you join our mailing list, Yomi, we send out an email reminder that the show is coming up and let you know the topic. And then you can go to Facebook and set a reminder there. So join our mailing list at AfricanAncestry.com. Joseph, so you're talking about LA, and we're working right now with the Pan-African Film Festival to hopefully do some reveals in February. There's a big festival that's been going on for over 30 years now, the Pan-African Film Festival. We've partnered with them in the past, and we're hoping to partner again with them for 2019. So hopefully we'll be there for that, and you can come through and get some more reveals. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next week. Bye, Ashley.
Bye, Gina.